Between you and me, this video is going to cost me money. I spent 3 decades getting paid to clear drains, and a good share of those calls, I'll tell you straight, were 5-minute jobs. The homeowner stood in the doorway, watching me do something they could have done in their socks, and then they wrote me a check for $180. Today, I'm handing over the playbook. 12 ways to clear a clogged drain with no caustic chemicals, no rented snake, and no plumber in your driveway. But first, the trade secret that makes all 12 work. Every clog in your house is one of two animals. In the kitchen, it's grease, bacon fat, pan drippings, cooking oil, all of it going down warm and liquid, then cooling on the pipe walls and setting up hard, same as candle wax. In the bathroom, it's hair and soap scum, wound together into a mat that water can barely squeeze past. Match the method to the clog, and you win. Mismatch it, and you'll swear the method is junk when it never had a fair chance. Now, when I say natural, I mean nothing with a skull on the label. Hot water, grocery store staples, a couple of dollar store tools. Every consumable on today's list adds up to about $10, and the average drain call runs $150 to $250. You do that math. And stay with me, because number 9 pulls the clog out instead of ramming it deeper, and number 10 is the one fix I will flat out guarantee. Let's go to work. We start at the kettle. Tip 1. The hot water flush. Grease clogs are born cold. All that pan grease went down as a liquid, hit your cool pipes, and set up solid. So the first move is the cheapest one there is. Bring the heat back. If the sink is holding standing water, bail most of it out first, so your hot water hits the clog strong instead of lukewarm. Fill your kettle, then cut it with hot tap water in a big pot so the mix is good and hot but not boiling. And that part matters, so hear me. Boiling water can soften the glued joints in PVC pipe, and it can crack a cold porcelain sink or toilet clean across. Ask me how I know hot, not boiling. Now pour it down in stages, and here's the part people skip. A third of the pot, then wait a full minute and let the heat soak into the plug. Another third, wait again. Then the rest. You are not blasting the clog loose, you are melting it loose, the same way warm water clears a greasy skillet. 9 times out of 10, a slow kitchen drain wakes right up after 2 rounds of this. Total cost to you, nothing but 10 minutes and a kettle. Tip 2. Dish soap and hot water. Dish soap and hot water. Stay right where you are because the next fix is sitting on the edge of the sink. Dish soap has one job in this life: grabbing grease and letting water carry it away. The trade word is emulsify, which just means the soap breaks that grease into tiny drops that rinse away instead of sticking. Squeeze a good quarter cup straight down the drain. Let it slide and coat the inside of that pipe for 10 or 15 minutes. No water behind it yet. Then chase it with your staged hot water. Same routine as number 1. I've walked into houses where the kitchen sink backed up every single Sunday, right after the roast came out of the oven, and this 50-cent trick was the whole cure. The lady of the house thought I was a magician. I was a man with dish soap. This is your opening move whenever the kitchen drain gurgles and runs slow but still runs, because you're fighting grease with grease's natural enemy, instead of trying to beat it with force. Tip 3. Washing soda. And now we take one step over to the laundry aisle, because this is the heavyweight of the pantry fighters. Washing soda is sodium carbonate, the yellow box sitting near the detergent, and it's the strong, older cousin of baking soda. It cuts grease and soap scum for real. And while we're standing here, let me say the quiet part out loud. You'll notice the famous baking soda and vinegar volcano did not make my list. Between you and me, that fizz is the two of them canceling each other out into weak salt water. Great for a science fair, useless on a grease plug. Washing soda doesn't cancel out. It stays strong the whole ride down. Here's the method. Bail any standing water out of the sink first so you don't water down the medicine. Pour 1 full cup into the drain, follow it with 2 cups of hot water, and walk away overnight. Flush it hot in the morning. Wear rubber gloves when you handle it, because it bites bare skin harder than baking soda ever will. The box runs $4 or $5, and at a cup a treatment, that one box will outlive most of the clogs in your neighborhood. Tip 4. The conversion trick. Can't find washing soda on the shelf? Your oven will make it for you, and this is my favorite piece of kitchen chemistry in the whole trade. Spread a box of plain baking soda thin on a sheet pan and bake it at 300 degrees for 1 hour. The heat drives off water and carbon dioxide, and what's left on that pan is washing soda. Same stuff as the yellow box, homemade. You'll know it worked because the powder changes character. Baking soda is silky and clumps a little when you pinch it. Washing soda comes out dull, grainy, and matte, more like fine sand. And here's the part people skip. Spread it thin, half an inch or less, and stir it once at the half-hour mark, so the whole batch converts instead of just the top layer. Let it cool. Keep it in a jar with a tight lid because it pulls moisture straight out of the air, and use it exactly like number 3. A $1 box of baking soda just became the strongest degreaser in the house, and you never left home to get it. Tip 5. The peroxide soak. Slide down the hall to the medicine cabinet and grab the brown bottle. Plain 3% hydrogen peroxide, $1 and change at any drugstore. This one is for the smell. That swampy odor coming up from a bathroom sink is biofilm, which is a slimy little city of bacteria coating the pipe walls and the stopper. Peroxide foams it apart on contact. Pull the stopper first, and if it comes up wearing a black, slimy coat, congratulations, you are holding the culprit. Wipe it down, then pour a cup of peroxide slowly into the drain and let it sit and fizz for a half hour, a full hour if you've got it. That crackling sound is the foam shoving the slime off the walls. Flush hot when it quiets down. Now let me be straight with you. This is a freshener and a slime stripper, not a hair puller. The mat itself comes out with a $3 tool I'll show you at number 8. But for a drain that smells like a pond in August, 1 brown bottle and the swamp is gone. Quick word before the tool drawer opens. My whole playbook is in an ebook called 101 Ways to Unclog Any Drain. Every fix inside uses cheap stuff already in your cabinet, and each one you use is a $150 to $400 drain call that never happens. The link is waiting in the description. Subscribe to the Vintage Pipe Fitter too. Old school know-how that saves real money every week. Tip 6. The Salt Scour number 6. The Salt Scour. 2 steps back to the pantry for the last of the kitchen fighters. Salt doesn't dissolve a thing, salt scrubs. Pour half a cup of coarse salt straight down the drain, kosher or rock salt if you have it, because the bigger the crystal, the harder it scours. Then chase it with your staged hot water. All those sharp little grains tumble through the pipe and sand the softened grease film right off the walls, the way you'd scour a cast iron skillet. This one shines as a finishing move after the soap or the washing soda has loosened things up. And it earns its keep as a once-a-month habit, too, because a pipe with clean, slick walls gives grease nothing to grab onto. Cost per treatment? Pennies. I've had folks ask me if the fancy pink salt works better. It works exactly the same and costs 10 times more, so save it for the steak. And that closes the pantry. Everything from here on out lives in the tool drawer, and I'll tell you, this is where the fun starts. Tip 7. Plunging done, right number 7. plunging done right. The first tool out of the drawer is the one you already own, and here's the truth. Most folks plunge wrong, get nowhere, and blame the plunger. 3 rules fix that. Rule 1. Use the right head. The flat-rimmed cup plunger is for sinks and tubs. The one with the fold-out rubber flange is for toilets. Rule 2. Kill the escape route, and this is the part people skip. Nearly every bathroom sink and most tubs have an overflow hole up near the rim. Leave it open, and every push you make just blows out that hole instead of hitting the clog. Stuff a wet rag in it. Tight. Got a double kitchen sink? Same idea. Have somebody hold a rag down hard over the second drain. Rule 3. Plunge water, not air. Air squeezes, water doesn't. So run enough water to cover the cup before you start. Then give it 15 or 20 firm, steady strokes, and keep the seal on the pull stroke, because the pull loosens as much as the push. One safety rule, carved in stone. Never plunge a drain with chemical cleaner standing in it. That splashback burns skin and eyes, and I've seen the scars. $8 tool, lifetime of service. Tip 8. The zip strip number 8. The zip strip, the $3 tool I promised you. From the tool drawer to the checkout aisle, because this is the little plastic strip hanging by the register at every hardware store. $1 to $3, flat, about 2 feet long, with barbs cut down both edges. Here's why you need it. Hair mats do not dissolve. I don't care what the jug on the TV commercial promises. A wet rope of hair laughs at chemistry. It weaves itself around the stopper and the crossbars like a bird's nest, and the only honest fix is pulling the nest out whole. Lift out the stopper, or unscrew it if it fights you. Feed the strip all the way down, give it a wiggle, and pull up slow. What comes out looks like something you'd chase out of the garden. So have a grocery bag ready and don't study it too long. Go down 2 or 3 more times until the strip comes up clean, then run hot water and enjoy the sound. I've cleared tubs in 90 seconds that the homeowner had been fighting for a month. $3 against a $200 service call. That's the best trade in this whole video. Tip 9. The shop vac pull number 9. The shop vac pull, the trick I teased at the top. Walk out to the garage for this one. Every other method on this list pushes toward the clog, and a bad push can pack a soft clog tighter, the way you'd tamp tobacco into a pipe. The shop vac pulls the clog back out the way it came in. 2 rules before we start. It must be a wet-rated, wet-dry vac, never the house vacuum, because water through a dry motor means a dead machine, or a jolt you won't forget. And double-check it's set to suck, not blow, because blowing turns your drain into a geyser. Now, pull the stopper. Wrap a wet rag around the end of the hose and press it into the drain opening so the rag seals the gap. Stuff a second wet rag into the overflow hole, same as plunging. Run the vac in 10 or 15-second bursts. Sinks, tubs, even a drain full of standing water, the vac does not care. When it works, you will hear it, a rattle coming up the pipe and then a wet thunk in the canister. And I'll tell you, that sound never gets old. If you already own the vac, this one is free. Tip 10. Pulling the P-trap number 10. Pulling the P-trap, and this is the one I flat out guarantee. Duck under the sink with me. The P-trap is that U-shaped bend in the pipe below the basin. Its day job is holding a cup of water so sewer gas can't climb up into your house. Its side job is catching everything heavy, which is why the grease plug, the hair wad, and grandma's wedding ring all end up sitting in the same spot. Put a bucket under it. Loosen the 2 big slip nuts, those wide collars at each end of the bend, by hand. If they fight you, grab them with channel lock pliers over a rag so you don't chew up the plastic, and go easy. The trap drops into the bucket. Dump the plug, scrub the inside with a bottle brush, and poke a finger into the pipe stub at the wall to feel for more. Going back together, seat the cone-shaped washers with the taper pointing into the joint. Then run the nuts hand-tight, plus a quarter turn. No gorilla arms on plastic threads. Same safety rule as plunging. Never open a trap with chemical cleaner sitting above it, because that bucket splash burns. The first thing my Uncle Ray ever taught me was that the answer is usually in the trap, and 50 years on, it still is. 10 minutes, $0, and for a trap clog, it works every single time. Tip 11. The Enzyme Cleaner number 11, the Enzyme Cleaner. I call this one the night shift. It's a jug of live bacteria and enzymes that eat organic buildup. The grease film, the soap scum, the gunk that glues hair into a mat. Look for the words enzyme or bacterial on the label at the hardware store, usually down on the bottom shelf, because the flashy caustic stuff pays for the eye-level spots. Now let me be honest about what this is and what it isn't. It's slow. It works over hours, not minutes, so it will not rescue a sink full of standing water tonight. Where it earns its $10 is the drain that slows down every couple of months. And any house on a septic system, because unlike the harsh stuff, it feeds the good bacteria in your tank instead of killing them off. Pour in a dose last thing at night, no water behind it, and let the crew work while you sleep. Repeat once a month. One jug lasts most of a year, and here's the math I like. That's cheaper than the cup of coffee you'd pour the plumber while he writes up your bill. Tip 12. The hanger hook, number 12. The hanger hook. Last stop on the tour is the hall closet, because the final tool is free. Take a wire coat hanger, straighten it out, and use pliers to bend a small hook into the end, a ½ inch, no bigger, or it won't come back out of the drain. Wrap the grip end in tape so it doesn't bite your hand. Put a flashlight over the drain, feed the hook in, and fish. You're hunting the same hair mat as the zip strip, just sitting deeper. And the rule is pull, never push, because shoving turns a soft clog into a packed one. Work it slow, bring up what you catch, and repeat until it comes up clean. Now, here's the honest line every tradesman owes you. If the hanger comes up empty and the tub gurgles when the toilet flushes, and more than one drain in the house is acting up at the same time, that is not a fixture clog anymore. That's the main sewer line. And the main line belongs to a licensed pro with a real machine. Knowing where your job ends is part of doing the job right. But for one slow sink or one lazy tub, you now hold 12 ways to win for about $10 total. And stick around past this next part, because I've got one bonus habit that can retire this whole list for good. That's the full dozen. Want the complete arsenal? The ebook 101 Ways to Unclog. Any Drain covers every drain you own: kitchen sink and disposal, tub and shower, toilet, laundry and floor drains, even the main line. Grab a copy through the link down in the description, or scan the code on your screen. And hit subscribe. The Vintage Pipe Fitter shows up every week with more money-saving trade knowledge. Bonus tip: never meet the clog. And here's your bonus, the habit that beats all 12 tips put together. Never let the clog form in the first place. 3 moves. First, drop a $2 mesh strainer into every drain you've got, kitchen and bathroom both, and empty it into the trash, not back down the sink. A strainer catches the hair mat before it ever exists. Second, grease never goes down the drain again. Not a little, not with hot water chasing it, not ever. Pour it into an old soup can or a jar, let it set up, and out it goes on trash day. Every grease clog I have ever cleared started with somebody who was sure a little wouldn't hurt. Third, once a week, give the kitchen drain a squirt of dish soap and a kettle of staged hot water. 60 seconds. Done. and the pipe walls never get the chance to build a film. $10 fixes a clog. $2 and a Sunday habit means you never meet one. That's the oldest trade secret there is. Outro. So there's your list. Match the fix to the clog, grease in the kitchen, hair in the bath, and work from gentle to heavy. Your drains run clear, your $10 stays a 10, and that $200 service call turns into a story you heard about somebody else. If a neighbor's sink is backed up this weekend, send them this one before they call anybody. Keep your tools dry and your water moving, and I'll see you back here next week.